Fahad Sharif and Ali Waqas. Now that's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Uh, the story does not actually start here. Umar had a discussion with me, uh, and he told me that two of my friends wanted to join. I was coming back from a trip. I said, okay, let's talk. I had a discussion with Fahad. Fahad said, okay, so I want to join. Ali jumped there, and today both of them cleared PM. I want to tell you interesting thing. Most of the time, 9 out of 10 time, I am forcing my students clear PMP earlier. We want you to do PMP ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. These guys, these are pushing me. We want to do early. We want to do earlier. Like there was an entire roadmap. We uh, skipped few things here and there. We did few fast tracks, and finally, the most important thing, who recommended them, the friend who recommended them, Umar, he and both of them, all three cleared PMP. All three cleared PMPM today, and they are now certified project manager. So Fahad, Ali, and Umar who will join quickly. Congratulations. Why don't Fahad we start with you and you share your journey?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
Fahad.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Ahmed, for the congratulations. And yeah, okay. So it all started with the one of the three musketeers that Ahmed was mentioning, Umar. He's a work colleague and a good friend. So Umar has shared his uh, this. He has shared regarding Amir and his course and his batch program with us. And I, being a senior project manager working in the field for more than 12 years, so I'm always, it's like I really wanted to do PMP, but it is really with the work-life balance, a hectic routine that we follow. So it was really difficult to get out time to spare some time for PMP and the preparation. And we all know and we are scared that it has a good fee, a costly fee, and expensive certification. So what we did is that once Matt has shared regarding Amir Ali, and me and Ali Vikas, we enrolled into this program, and we enrolled, and we were the participants of the batch 8, which was started last month in August. And the journey was it was a good one. We were not prone to that 6-hour long classes, and uh, again, juggling through the work-life balance, we've been through his batch classes, 6 classes, and that was, I think, the groundbreaking point, where we really enjoyed those classes. We interact with, within the breakout rooms, and with each other as well. So that was the first thing that made my mind. And we already, as I've mentioned, that I was targeting to get my PMP done for some time now. So it was like a hope. And without wasting any further time, during the last month, I would like to mention that one of my major projects was going live as well. It was a huge project, so was extremely busy with the go live at one hand, preparing and taking Amir's class at the other. So I was trying to, at least giving myself an hour every day, last month to prepare myself. But it was very difficult with that hectic routine. But what I did was that almost like 8-10 days ago, I took a break. I took my leaves, and I thoroughly started doing, working with PMP. I've already been through the classes, so the base was there, my experience was there. But I started doing mocks, which I think has very important, and they made a lot of value. And those mocks helps me, to figure out a lot of areas that I somehow never been through. So it was a great thing that mocks helped me a lot. And I think that time that that's 8-10 days last, the 8 to 10 days, I rigorously practice myself. One thing that I would like to share here as well, because you always need some motivation, because sitting alone, you can always go for to watch a movie on Netflix rather than to go and study, watch a video or YouTube, or to do a mock exercise. So we tried to do it in groups where all three of us, me, Umar, and Ali, we try to spare some time, usually at my place, and we try to some joint study, which I think really helps us, because we kind of helping each other, also competing at the same time. And I think that is something which helps us in doing so. Or one more interesting thing that I would like to share, that everybody has a fear to fail, and that was there with us as well. But uh, already on a very fast track, we are preparing, and very I don't prefer everybody that just go ahead and do it. The same Amir was mentioning on the call earlier as well, that he was surprised when I told him this week that I'm preparing and I'm going to go for Friday or Saturday. And he was like, you're going very fast, and have you done this mock, have you done this mock? He was like very he was doing his follow-up very aggressively. So what I did was just for because I know I have taken my annual leaves for a reason, and I need to get my PMP done. So we all three on the same page. We took the date, we discussed with Amir. Amir has shared some exciting and amazing tips with us at the very last moment, and the last day tips and tricks, and the final mock questions and all, and practice that. And today we have decided on Thursday that let's do it. And today in the morning we took the slot, we gave the exam. Regarding exam, it was extremely tough, to be honest, because I've done a lot of mocks as well. There are some questions which are resembling what Amir, questions from the Amir's mocks, they were helpful, but most of the questions, most of the exam, it was more on the, you can say, even more than a situational questions, even I would say one step more than the situational questions, where there was a lot of situations. It was not bookish at all. There are two numericals in there, one related to PERT, and one is the beta that we have. These are the two numericals that I remember, and the rest is mostly regarding the servant leadership that Amir usually says all about, that you have to think like a servant leader. There's a lot of questions regarding that, that what should you do in this situation? Stakeholder comes with this requirement, this change, how do you manage team? But to be honest, if I tell you, there will not be direct questions from the Tuckman letter. It was not there. Moslow, things like that, they were not present in the exam. But they're more of situational questions, tough questions. And uh, at, at some point I was like, I was not sure that whether I'm going to clear this exam, because it was very situational. I was not in a frame of mind, and not just me, it was Umar and Ali shared the same. And we took a lot of time. Even in the first 60 questions, we took like 90 minutes in that, and more than 90 minutes, I would say. And then we hope then for the next 60 questions, the paper will be, questions will be simpler. We will be able to do it quickly. But trust me, even till the last part of the last 60 questions, even the 180th question that I did, it was like a 4-liner question. So time was really a challenge, though somehow I completed like 3-4 minutes before the time runs out. But overall, it was a really challenging paper, though very interesting. Again, it was all about the concepts that you have. It is all about the things that you remember, that servant leadership. I would say that people say, because I've heard few people who took the exam last month, they say that most of their questions, they cover the agile area. But I think not every question. There are a lot of questions from predictions side as well. And overall, it was a very tricky and tough paper, I would say, and feeling really amazing to clear it on a very short notice. To be honest, I haven't spent even not prepared myself for even a month, and it was done within that. Special thanks goes to Amir for his follow-ups, for his aggressive follow-ups. And even I know I surprised you, Amir, with the the short notice and the date. And Amir was like, yeah, that Fahad, why are you doing it? Why you are in a hurry, right? So it was like again, but he was also confident that I'm gonna, and we're gonna get it through. And I'm very happy and I'm very thankful to Ahmed that without Ahmed, I don't think so that I'm gonna spare this time and I'm gonna motivate myself and go for the exam. So thank you, Ahmed, once
Thank you.
again,
Thank you.
and
Thank
thank
you,
you, everyone.
Fahad. Thank you, Fahad. Let's go. I have a lot of questions from Fahad and some of the things that I will be adding. But I want to go to Ali. Ali, quickly, if you can add something from
Sure,
your
sure,
journey.
sure. First of all, I would like to thank Ahmed for their mentorship, coaching, and the material they have provided so far. As Sir Ahmed know that I'm from the quality assurance, software quality assurance background, and uh, due to his guidance and his mentorship, unfortunately, I did it in a month. So I think that's really a cool thing. Uh, I would like to add that as Fahad already mentioned and shared, the questions are you can say big in length, situational, and in the whole exam I was just waiting for the easy questions, as I've heard from as I've heard from people that if first section is difficult, the next section will be easy. But I haven't that moment never arrived in my case, frankly speaking. But one thing I kept in mind is the time management. So I try to complete the sections on time. So that's the thing.
Okay, this is a very important thing that I will come to later on regarding that. But let's take it from Umar. Umar, if you want to add something, Umar, if you want to add something here, what they have added about the exam, then I'll have some few cross questions.
So yeah, Ahmed, thank you for inviting me in this call. Totally agree with both Fahad and Waqas, but the questions are too lengthy. Initially, I was thinking like it will be later on coming into 1 to 2 lines, but most of the time the question are 2 to 3 lines. And the topics that mostly covered in the exam is hybrid. So there were only 2 questions of calculations where you need to calculate SPI and the other one is beta distribution. But for beta distribution also, it's not a simple one as we do like pessimistic 4 into ML. It was a unique case where they said a budget is around like 600 million something, and you have project manager cost per month this.
Let's Ali, Umar,
calculate
let's
the
not go to
overall
the question details.
pessimistic, then
Umar, let's not go to the question detail. I have to crop this later on. I'm gonna put it later. Yeah. So that thing I cannot. Let's not go into details of question. That's a very gray line that we need to follow. Okay, that's a very interesting question that Swapna asked, and if I am sure all of you have discussed this thing since you were in the same center and you have Karachi biryani. I guess after that, how many of your questions were almost the same? Like out of 180 questions, how many of the questions were almost the same?
So what I have observed is that the questions are mostly same, but sequence is different.
Okay, so if this means, because this is a very rare opportunity, before that, actually my wife and one of my students, they gave this exam at the same time in the same center in Lahore. And now 3 students of mine giving the same time. So this means for one day at one center, the questions are almost same. Okay, so okay. Okay, if I ask about the sequence, Fahad, you spend first question 95 minutes, second question almost 70 minutes. For last, you have 55 minutes, right? What about you, Ali and Umar, if you can? How was your time management?
So as I've told you that I kept in mind just that I just need to spend 80 minutes in the first section and then 75 and then 60. But I wasn't able to make it first in 80. So it like 85 minutes for the first section. And then 70 to 80 in the second section, and for the third, for the last test 10 questions, you can say that I went for flukes.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
because
about you,
I was
man?
running out of time.
So they
What
give
about
you
you,
a
man?
white paper like this. So I mentioned that here that on 120 minutes, like 60 minutes, I will do a hard stop, but that was not the case. I was able to complete only 44 questions by that time. So on 110, I put a hard stop and I reach around 60 questions by there. So it asks you a pop-up like, do you want to take a break? So you select yes, and based on that, the timer can get started. So I was a bit 70 minutes, 60 minutes, and then the remaining 40 minutes.
Okay. So I want to add something here, and this is not only for these people. Last night at 12 a.m., like I was trying to call to Fahad at 11:45. Then I called him, he did not pick. Then he called me back. I told him only one thing. This is the plan, 80, 75, 75. But if it does not work, the only plan I want to give it to you. Don't lose your nerves. Whatever happens, you can do 60 questions in 70 minutes. 80 is the ideal. 70 minutes, 90 minutes, don't lose the nerve. And exactly that's what Fahad did. He completed the first section almost 95 minutes. You see 95, then Ali 80, then Umar almost 70. So yeah, is the first section most critical? It's, I would say, yes. Mashur, plus you are just starting your exam. After that, for the first 20, 30 questions, you are in a flow of that. Okay, you are in a flow. Okay, Fahad, quick question. Out of 3 sections, which was the most challenging one? First, second, or third? I know you said all were long questions, but if you have to choose one.
I think technically, first section is the most challenging one because you are already in that fear. You're not in the rhythm was not there, right? So you have started on and you were like scared already, and it is really important that what Amir told me last night, and it was something because as I've mentioned that I was not sure of the questions because it was not a simple question or a bookish question or something that okay, I'm doing the right answer. Definitely there are some questions that that you're selecting the right answer, but for some questions, especially in the first section, you're not sure. So what you need to do is you need to hold your nerve, right? And what he told me yesterday is like, if there are a lot of people from a lot of countries, but if anybody watched that movie 3 Idiots, so he was mentioning that all is well. You have to say all is well, take deep breaths and feel like, so trust me, I took a lot of deep breaths during the paper, and not just in the break but during the paper as well, because it was pretty challenging. But I think first one is the most challenging, I would say.
First. Okay,
chocolate.
Yeah,
that plan of chocolate, one bite, that really works. You should have it.
Yeah, you should always have the chocolate.
Yeah, your tips and
tricks. We had the chocolate.
Your tips and tricks for the last day was very well broadcasted by Fahad.
Okay, so Jafar asked a question. Ali, if you can answer. So since you joined the batch 8, before the batch 8, how much training you had? You and Fahad. Yeah.
So
Ali, if you can.
So I am from the software quality assurance background. I have been in an industry for like 12 years. I have zero experience related to the project management. So with the help of Umar, I came to know about Amir sir, and then I started watching the videos. Your famous Burj Al Arab and the tallest building videos, and then I came to know more and more about PMP, and I got the interest. Just to
so if I say to you that before the batch you had zero knowledge, will it be right?
Okay. Zero knowledge. I have basic concepts about the project management, but I'm not from the project management field.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So can you please?
Alhamdulillah, आप कैसे हो?
Please, who's there? Mute yourself. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So can you please detailed about study plan? Now, guys, there's one thing I want to add something. Okay. There's one thing why I want to add something. Now, Fahad said it, and I am a person who is pushing. Why I was not pushing Fahad? I have 6 mocks of 180. I will not let you give the exam before that. Fahad completed 5 of them, and yesterday I told you I booked the exam. I said, but you did. We need to do, and the reason. Fahad, now I'll tell you. Do the mock 6. Now you are cleared. When you have time, do the mock 6. It has the hardest question ever. 4, 5, 6. 4 is difficult. 5 is more challenging than 6. Okay. So Fahad, can you give us the 1 month?
No, I think we did the mock 6. We have because I've done all the mocks apart from mock 4, which we did. I think we did like 50 odd questions of the mock 4, but the rest we did all the mocks,
Okay,
so
okay,
including mock
you
6
did
as
that.
well, and that
Yeah,
really
you
helped.
did that.
Yeah.
You did that. Great. Okay, so Fahad, can you give us your 1 month plan? What you actually did? How many hours you spent? Okay, so that can help the student. And guys, keep putting your question in the chat box. Yes. Can you please give detail about your study plan?
Yeah. So as I've already mentioned that I am a senior project manager working in project management, but definitely, as everybody, even the project managers who are here and who are on this call, what you are doing is, most of the time you're doing with your expert judgment, with your experience, the process that you follow. Definitely PMI, as per what PMI says, is the project management in the PMP exam that comes in the exam. But we are also doing project management. Sometimes we are doing with our judgment, and we are in some cases there are ad hoc sort of projects going on, and we are also doing the project management, managing team and doing things. So I think it is very important to understand what PMI says about, because I even corrected some of my concepts, which I think will gonna help me in the long run. So it is really good to go through and to follow the videos, taking the classes and all these things to ensure that okay, you have your basic concepts all clear, right? So that is something which is first thing that we need to do before going into the exam. My study plan, Amir, is as I mentioned earlier, that uh, I was busy with my go live, so I had a very limited time. I already made my mind that I need to get it done in this month only. And the thing that I pushed myself is I try to study because there are some questions mocks that Ahmed provided. There are some 15 questions, or some questions with less question at least, but I try to do it. I try to study at least an hour a day, past month. That was what I did, and the joint studies as well. But one thing what I did is I took a leave from the office, and I give a good 8 to 10 days to out of my life to PMP. I studied a lot. I try to do the mock exercise, because if you just go today and you start doing a 4-hour mock, you'll see it is already, first of all you need to you need to practice that, because just sit in front of a computer for like 4 hours and try to solve 180 typical and difficult questions. First you need to practice that. That is something, because that is why I still remember that even giving a 4-hour mock on a single day, it drains a lot of energy out of you. But I give like 2 mocks as well. Around many days I give 2 4-hour mocks to ensure that I try to prepare myself. And I was also doing the RCA, because I remember during the class when Amir said, please everyone select and submit your RCAs of the 60 questions or the 40 questions that he's giving after the class. I most of the time I fail to do it. But while doing that, those 180 mocks, there are a lot of questions which I was doing wrong. So I have to do the RCA. It is very important, because when you're doing the RCA, you know what mistakes that you did, and then you need to you need to search for it. You need to go through Amir's lectures to work on those things to ensure that the RCA is right. And I think that is the most important part, which helped me to fix my problems that I have, the issues that I'm making. Trust me, there are some things that a question that is repetitively come in like 2 mocks, and I made the same mistake. So you need to do the RCA. You have to take it very seriously. You need to do the RCA right, and that will clear a lot of your concepts. So I think that was the plan. And then you have to also show some that you can do it, right? You have to trust yourself, trust your instinct, gather yourself among people who push you to do it, right? Because in our case it was Umar, Ali and me. We are 3 people. So in case if I was saying that, okay, I think I'm not ready for the exam and I think it is very early, and they were there to push me, they're there to support me. So gather just don't sit in a lonely room and trying to solve the problem and think about that whether I can do it or not. Trust yourself, trust your instinct. If you think you are ready, just go and do it, and uh, you can pass it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so a very important question. Now this of course is for center. In the online exam, you cannot read it aloud. One of my students, his exam was cancelled, and now you know the new guidelines. If your exam got cancelled because of your mistake, you don't get your money back. Okay, so can we read the question little loud, or there was disturbance atmosphere? Ali Bakas, if you can answer this question, please.
You can't read the question loud.
Okay,
There
you
was
cannot.
the very strict invigilator in the room. Yeah,
Mhm.
there was a strict invigilator in the room, and there were camera as well. So they are
Mhm.
monitoring from the main reception area.
Mhm. Okay, so I want to add something here. Like you can read something like this voice that you can read, but for example, now all three friends are giving question, not like that. Ali read the question so loud that Fahad can hear. Okay, there's a small line that you are reading something that your lips are moving. That is allowed. Okay, but reading it so loud that other get disturbed. These are the instructions directly from PMI. You can read it, but other people should not get disturbed. This is a very important thing. Okay, so Ali Bakas, did you give the question when you are solving it 4 hour mock 180 question? Did you give it in a one try?
So yeah, I did I did 4, 5, 180 question mocks.
Mhm. Okay, and all of them in one go, or you like
And I
did
did
60
all on,
questions, 60?
yeah. No. For the 180 mocks, I'll do it. I did it in one go. And for the exam particularly, I took annual leave, and I was
Okay,
isolated in a room. And for the last 2 weeks, I was studying like 5,
okay,
6 hours daily,
5, 6 hours.
doing
So
your
everyone has a
yeah,
yeah, everyone has a
yeah.
different plan. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Umar,
yes.
Umar, so I want you to answer this question. Kamal is asking how much time you give for one question. Were you looking after every 10 question in the exam after 20 questions? How were you managing your time in your mind?
Sir, for first 60 question, it is taking like 1 minute and 25 to 30 seconds minimum. So
Mhm.
same is the case with the second, you can say 60 questions. But during the last 60 questions, I got only 40 minutes. So
Mhm.
I was using your elimination technique mostly to the last 5 to 10 questions. I still remember. So
Mhm.
that helps me out really well in reading the last line first and reading the last option
Yeah, you
so that I
attended
can
to
get
two
enough
PMP
out of it.
marathons.
So it,
You attended, yeah, two PMP marathons. So I hope
yes,
that actually helped. Okay,
exactly.
thank you, thank you. Ahmed, you have raised your hand for quite a time. You have a question, Ahmed? You have a question that you want to ask?
Yes, am I audible, sir? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, please go ahead. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. First of all, sir, congratulations to all the three guys, and thank you for sharing your journey with us and taking us to the drive. I just wanted to ask about the scale of the exam, and a lot of that has already been elaborated. Also, I just wanted to ask the comparison between the straight up heads-on question that you know directly the answer and the more simulation or situational based ones. So if you are just able to draw a ratio that how many of the questions were the situational based ones and how many were straight up like you know like the ones that you can answer heads on straight away.
Okay. So, Ali Bakas, if you can answer this question, please. Thank you. Ali Bakas?
Yeah. So as I've understood from Ahmed question, what I've experienced is the questions are quite lengthy.
Mm,
There was, I can say there was 10, 20 short questions, but the remaining words are quite long. So
mm,
you have to read and reread the question again and again to answer. But I think uh, there were like 10, 15 questions from the first section, which was I was quite sure that I've selected the correct answer and within very short period of time. So again, it depends person to person. What is uh, how his understanding is.
How is understanding? Okay, guys. So let me summarize the entire thing. We have taken a good amount of your time. So stakeholder communication, team, agile still remain the heart and soul of PMP. Time management is the exam management. And even when we talk about the time management, the most important thing is even if you mess up the time management, which Umar did, he had 45 minutes in the last section, and which Fahad did, he had 55, 60 minutes. So the most important thing is have your practice in the box of using elimination technique. And secondly, calm yourself. Keep yourself cool down, because if you keep cool, you will be able to get this thing done. Thank you very much for that. Two formula questions that came in the exam, and almost the same type of exam came into that. Thank you very much, Ali, Fahad, Umar. Now you know my mantra of each one teach one. Okay, the game does not stop here. Okay,
Yes.
first of all, first thing first, I know you guys want to celebrate, maybe want to watch some movies, but it will be great if I can get 10 questions from Umar, 10 from Wahad, 10 from Ali, so that I can immediately use for tomorrow's PMP marathon. You know that how I make questions of PMP marathon. I don't make it, you guys make it. Okay, Umar, Fahad, Ali, Umar, you know that you have been to marathon, how much that is important, right? So please, if you guys can make 10, 10, 10 question, and don't make straight questions, similar Fahad questions that you got in the exam, something like that, long questions. Okay, so thank you very much. Enjoy your evening, and each one teach one. Keep remembering that. We'll get into contact with you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you
you,
so much,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Ahmed.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye.